sometimes it is a pain getting this camera where I want it. And it's never completely full what I want, but you do what you can. All right, third video of the day, and after this, I'm gonna tap out because I have a life to live. And as I said before in previous videos, I'm not trying to spend too much damn face on the camera because there's only so much I could talk about and review. But the reason why I'm doing this particular video is because I gotta do this. So we'll just say close to 40 years, a little short change of 40 years, 36 years, I think it's actually. And I was like a kid, if not a baby at this time. Dude, we lost one of my favorite people. Here you go, he's a god, he's like an icon, he's a god. And I'm choosing this album because of the subject matter, and it kind of hits somewhat of a personal thing, not from my experience of like me dealing with my own previous relationships, but other relationships I've seen through other people, particularly family and a few friends. So first of all, let's give props where props is due to the late and great Marvin Gaye. I could have picked any album in his catalog, and I have quite a few, 60s and 70s. And let's not forget, I know all the 70s albums that he's made were considered, monumental, if you will, but let's not disregard his 60s work, because that's just as important too, because it helped him get to this point in the 70s for where he made the What's Going On and the Let's Get It On and the live albums and whatnot. But I singly called this one out for a few reasons. One, as with any album I do, because I wasn't alive when this came out, I had to do my homework on them, years and years ago. And when I first heard it, I thought it was like a fantastic piece of work, and I understood its subject matter at the time. But I guess it wasn't the most critically received and commercially, valuable at that time. And then it got a reappraisal, particularly after he passed away 36 years ago from today, that like in the 90s or so, that's when people start finally giving the props where it's due. So I wanted to just pass that along and help spread, this nothing short of superb album from the late great himself. It's also a double album too, for those who have it on vinyl. The only double album that I believe he has done, a studio album. I know he's done a live album that's a double album, but like a studio album, I think this is the only one. If I'm wrong, correct me, and that's fine. Another reason why I chose it is because, like I said, it's the subject matter. Here is a man, a huge superstar, and one of the reasons why I like doing these videos is because it's one thing to sit here as an audience and listen to these records, but we don't know what always goes behind them. You know what I mean? So he's going to bring up his subject matter of divorce to first wife Anna Gordy Gaye. I know she kept that last name though, or surname. And from what I read, from the history, the homework I've done with, different news outlets, publications, and whatnot, it's been a turbulent marriage, it seems like, with infidelities on both sides. It's well documented that he was, let's just say, high in the sky, if you catch my drift. And when the divorce was, come to fruition and it was going to be settled, the settlement was, you make an album, Marvin Gaye makes an album, and he gives some of that money to Anna Gordy as part of the settlement. So from what I read, he was going to do kind of like a quickie, if you will, but then I'm sure it marinated, and he's all like, the subject matter is a little personal when it comes to me breaking off of somebody. How about we just put this marriage on blast? I mean, how many artists can you say that about, who puts themselves at a vulnerable state and puts their relationship on blast on an album? Like, not a whole lot in any format of music. You can't get no brilliant in that. In fact, what's even more brilliant than the content of the album is not only the artwork, front and back. Oh, and then let's not mention, the inside of it, where it looks like a Monopoly board, right? and you got one hand passing the record talking about, here's the album, you know, from all the royalties you're getting. And if you notice like the details, you know, pretty much he just has his music, you know, on the board, and then you have like the cars and the house and, you know, the money, you know, it's part of like the luxury of it all, you know. Genius, 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 genius. I cannot say that enough. If you have not heard this album in its entirety, please dedicate the time to do so at some point in time, whenever it's convenient for you. A lot of y'all have extra time, so you got no excuse. It's a little short change of an hour and 20 minutes, but needless to say, I had to give my props to one of the gods of just music as a whole. So, Inspiring Music Guru, appreciate you watching, listening. Don't own the music, yes, I own the records. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, and if there's some other trivia that I may not know about, because there's a lot, it's a short video, spit it out. I ain't mad. Like, that's how we learn. You know what I'm saying? We learn from each other. So, make it happen, kids. With that being said, please be safe, have a good night, and make it happen, kids.